Right, you're watching the Fat Bidin vlog. Uh, Today I'm just going to be sitting here and talking to you. As you all know, last week the UMNO General Assembly just took place. I went with my brother Aizil. We did a video. We're going to link it here so you can watch the video. Because it's UMNO. You know, it's the United Malays National Organization. They are the race-based party that's supposed to represent the rights and protect the rights and interests of the Malay race in Malaysia. And as we know, in Malaysia, the majority of the population are Malays, right? About 60%? Yeah. What was interesting is that apparently during the UMNO General Assembly last week, the Ministry of Higher Education were distributing out pamphlets about a person by the name of Firdaus. And Firdaus is supposed to be the ideal Malay individual in the year 2050. When I was there, I didn't get the pamphlet, right? But people were talking about it, and eventually some of my journalist contacts were able to give me the pamphlet in PowerPoint form, a soft copy of it. Basically, in the pamphlet, it says that in the year 2050, Firdaus believes that his race is a special race, and he is actually, they describe him, right? He's actually departing from Heathrow Airport in the UK, heading to New York in the United States on business, right? And he's traveling on a private jet, the Honda SU2050. I think that's how you pronounce the model of the private jet. I don't know. I don't have a private jet. Yep. And while on the flight, he is drinking a double shot of espresso, and he's talking to his mother Fatima on the phone. And his mother lives in Baling, Kedah. His mother Fatima is wearing a red tudung that Firdaus bought for her, right? And Firdaus is telling his mother that he is returning back home to Baling, Kedah, balik kampung, right? To celebrate, I don't know, with his return, with a bunch of poor families on the weekend. And Firdaus is actually a CEO of SU Corporation or SU Corporation. His corporation is considered a wakaf corporate or corporate wakaf. I don't know what that means. And in New York, he is actually finalizing a deal to buy the office building next to Trump Tower in front of Central Park, New York. Then on the way back to Malaysia from New York, I'm assuming, he stops over at Tokyo. He has a meeting with the Honda Corporation aircraft division. And he's actually in execution of an R&D project, nanotechnology that involves carbon fiber composites. Whoa, intense stuff. And actually his corporation, SuCorp, holds 30% stocks in Honda Corporation, the aircraft division, in brackets aircraft. And his valuation of his company, SuCorp, is 2.9 trillion US dollars. Firdaus is also a Hafiz. He managed to memorize the entire Quran. He's Muslim, I guess. Yeah, all Malays are Muslims. He managed to memorize the Quran when he was in Form 3. He got first class honours with a triple major degree in maths, accounts, and Sharia from the University Science Islam. He has an MBA from France. He has a PhD from Harvard, and he was the best student. And he can speak 5 languages. He speaks Malay, English, French, Japanese, and Arabic. Hashtag soaring upwards. So this is the ideal Malay individual in the year 2050, according to the vision that the Ministry of Higher Education has. Where does that leave me? This is 2016. It's going to be 30 over years before 2050 arrives. Am I Malay? I'm Malay. My IC says I'm Malay. My birth certificate says I'm Malay. You know, I get all the Bumiputra privileges that is accorded to me under the law. I get to buy houses at a cheaper rate. Right? I get to go to university, you know, because of the quota system. Maybe I'm not Malay enough because I speak English most of the time. I've got Chinese blood in me. Maybe that's tainted. But if you look in the pamphlet, right, in the slides that I'm cutting into the video, you can see that Firdaus has a little bit of Pan-Asian look, maybe a little bit Caucasian, a little bit white-ish, you know. So, you know, how pure Malay is Firdaus? But am I the ideal Malay man? I don't know. I don't really want to be a corporate figure. But I do speak multiple languages. I can speak Malay, English, and a little bit of Cantonese. I took French for a year when I was studying in New York. So I've been in New York, I lived in New York, but I don't really speak French. I eat Marks and Spencer's biscuits, right? Biscuits. Oh, is it gonna? Yeah, see, I eat Marks and Spencer's biscuits. I have a master's degree in broadcast journalism, not from Harvard, not from France. I don't have a corporation where I'm a CEO, and definitely the corporation is, well, I do own Fat Bidin Media, which is my production company. It's not worth US 3.9 trillion US dollars. I also like the fact that, you know, Firdaus balances hal dunyawi, the world, earthly matters with akhirat, you know, the afterworld and religion and things like that. He's a very, very balanced individual. Yeah, I mean, he's a corporate figure, you know, traveling from New York to London. He's memorized the entire Quran. Yeah, his corporation is a Waqaf corporation. No, there's nothing wrong, I think, in idealizing and trying to, you know, benchmark yourself and try to reach a certain level, or you know, or moving forward, right? Progressive. But of course, in the context of Malaysia, where there's all this Ketuanan Melayu happening, you know, where Malays are supposed to be like the superior race in the country, and you know, everybody else has to kowtow to the Malays. When a concept like Firdaus comes out, it's just amusing, right? It's really amusing. I don't really believe that there is a particular race that is the chosen race. You know, as individuals, anybody can strive to be good, anybody can strive to progress, anybody can strive to be better, right? Although technically there's nothing wrong with Firdaus, the concept of Firdaus, I just find it very amusing and a little bit problematic too, just because of the context. And I find it funny. So, maybe that's why I decided to talk about Firdaus. You know, there's really nothing much to say. It doesn't look like Firdaus has actually caught on. Nobody's talking about Firdaus. It was in the news for a short while, and it wasn't really trending. It was in the news during the UMNO General Assembly, but after that, nobody has spoken about it, and nobody has commented about it. Maybe it'll just die out, you know? Whoa, die out. Malays dying out. But that can't be, right? Takkan hilang Melayu di dunia, right? Or something like that.